Hey everyone! Welcome to another episode of Crypto Tips. My name is Toby.
My name is Heidi.
Yeah,
and
we have some great Patreon questions. Thank you for submitting them.
Yeah. We're at episode 24. We're averaging like 5 to 6 questions, maybe 3 to 5 questions every episode, and we have very few that are duplicates.
Yeah,
so
those are really good.
You guys are great. Okay, so here's the first one. It's a good one to kick it off. Would you please talk about your thoughts on the massive wealth gains of individuals and companies who have heavily invested in Bitcoin? MicroStrategy and the Winklevoss twins come to mind, and how that will impact society in the long run. It feels like the potential wealth explosion could dwarf past situations like Rockefeller, Carnegie, Ford, Vanderbilt, which all had significant long-term societal implications, not to mention if Satoshi's 1.1 million Bitcoin ever get accessed. Thank you, and keep up the amazing channel.
Yeah, these people, this is going to be the largest wealth transfer that in the world has ever seen, obviously. And you're seeing how angry some of these elite people are, like Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett and even Donald Trump. You know, he says he doesn't like it, and Elon Musk. Even though he bought later on. He's probably not very happy that they missed the boat, you know, back in the day. So as far as like the Rockefellers, Carnegies, and the Vanderbilt, I mean, those are the people that pretty much started the Federal Reserve back in the 1909, and then the Federal Reserve Act was passed in 1913. So, you know, you're going to have people that are going to miss a huge wealth transfer. But keep in mind that these people right now, the Rockefellers, actually own the printing press, essentially, along with a couple other families. So that they own the Federal Reserve, ECB, whatever, everything. And, you know, that they're more into power. So my hope is that, yeah, there's going to be like generational wealth being transferred over to normal people, not the elite or whatever. I hope that power actually gets transferred over as well. So that's what we really need, is that power is as well. And I think that, you know, Bitcoin does scare them, and I think that they do realize that their power isn't as much as it used to be, especially in finance, because now, I mean, we literally have something that they can't take away, because they own governments, obviously. So these people cannot take our Bitcoin away from us. It's, you know, especially you have it in your head. Yeah, this is going to be really an interesting transition right here. So we'll have to wait and see. But as far as like the people that are in Bitcoin right now, we will definitely be the wealthiest people on the face of the planet.
And like that, also, it's like, what kind of people is that? They're people who found a lot of success and who believed enough in a decentralized network that no matter how much Bitcoin they bought, they can't control it. So I think that whole mindset of people who are actively participating in that kind of a thing to have any kind of influence on how things develop in the future is much better than, you know, like the past decades. But I mean, power corrupts, and so who knows how this develops in the future. How they use those profits, if they keep it in Bitcoin, or if, you know, they use it to catapult into other things as well. But for my argument's sake, it's these people, so the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and everything, the banking dynasties, they've been around for so long, it's ridiculous. Okay, so you know what? Maybe it's time for another group like that to come along, because it's obviously going to happen. Yeah.
Humans are humans. They're always going to be eventually corrupt the more power they get. And so, but it would hurt people's plans, you know? I think it would. So the wealth implications will be really important, but so will the power implications. So time will tell.
Next question. How do you determine what to buy or sell based on the market, as opposed to just holding long term? Crypto examples include Cardano and Solana that I'm staking. Do you recommend that I keep some of that out of staking and ready to sell? and buy back, or do you recommend or prefer otherwise? Hope that's not too broad of a question. If it helps at all, my goal with all of this is long-term, multi-generational wealth. Thank you.
Selling Solana. I wouldn't sell any Solana. I mean, that's just me. And selling Cardano before they come out with Goguen. I don't know about that either. That's probably not. I wouldn't personally do that. I'd rather sell other coins that don't have as much going for them as those two, because you also have to look at the network effect that the coins actually have, and also, what they will eventually be producing. So, for instance, transactions, and the costs are ridiculous right now, and it's pretty slow. And these two will come out and hopefully help with that. So, it takes a little bit off of, all this weight off the Ethereum's back.
I mean, also, and if you're thinking about like when to buy or sell which cryptocurrencies, generally, if you're a CT Club member, so you are exposed to our trade alerts. And if you're new, you'll, I think, start to see the pattern of how we tend to manage our portfolio and make those trades. Coins like Cardano and Solana are ones that we tend to accumulate, especially if the prices are low. But also, during a bear market, when Bitcoin crashes and the whole market crashes, altcoins bleed heavily. So those are also at the same time, when we see that shift in a market, we'll take some profits and lock them away in either a stable coin or into Bitcoin. And then when we see a good time to buy, when things are shaping up again, like, it's out of the bear phase and entering another accumulation phase, we're going to be building up those positions again in an effort to have a bigger position in those coins to benefit even more in the long term with them. But also, I mean, Solana and Cardano, in my opinion, they have yet to prove themselves. Cardano with their smart contracts, when they roll out, we'll see if they prove themselves with, how effective they are and how robust they are. And Solana, it's a brand new network as well, so it has a lot of time to catch up on, in my opinion, for reputation's sake. And yeah, long-term generational wealth, you're going to be looking for a very robust, very decentralized, very accessible type of cryptocurrency and network. And Cardano and Solana have the potential for each of those, maybe not 100% in each of those categories. Solana, the main concern I have for that is the cost of running a node to validate the network can be extremely costly at this point to support the types of transaction speeds that they're advertising. That's definitely a concern that can play out interestingly in the future. And so we'll see what happens, but that's generally how we play it.
Yep.
Last question here. When you move coins around in your portfolio, do you always sell your coins that are only in profit, or it doesn't matter? For your recent trade, if your sushi was 15% down from your entry price, would you still sell it for Solana?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not as bullish on sushi as I am Solana.
Yeah.
As our CT Club members know. And yeah, I got rid of my sushi, but
it wasn't at a 15%.
It wasn't at a 15% loss. It was more up crazy amounts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was up, I think, like 5x or close to or more on sushi. But that's actually bringing it back to the last question. Is we're using bear markets or flat markets, the accumulation phase, to go ahead and purchase coins at filthy cheap prices. And so that's why we also have started the CT Club, is also to help people out with understanding, okay, which coins should I buy during a bear run or a bear market? Because it's not just, we're making all-time highs all the time.
Yeah.
That's cool and stuff, but the
it's
best
really
part
easy
is
to make money during a bull run.
Yeah.
But it's even easier if you've properly prepared for it during a bear market.
Exactly. You can literally just sit back and just watch the profits go bonkers.
Yeah.
And that is what we've been doing for 8 years now. Perfect.
Yeah. So there's a lot to go into it. But anyway, those are good questions. So
And we're not traders either. And
Yeah.
we're making more than traders.
yeah, we don't
Guaranteed.
day trade.
No.
We have some fun.
Yeah.
This is not financial advice. This is just what we're doing in crypto, and you guys can take it or leave
Not
it.
financial advice.
So that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. If you enjoyed these, we appreciate it if you leave a like. And what else should they do?
Stay disobedient. Do not follow sheep.
And subscribe.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.